Good morning. It's September 30th, 2021. It's the first National Day of Truth and Reconciliation. And I'm going to be very honest. When I heard about this day, this holiday, my initial thought was, oh, here we go, another gimmick to show face that Canada and the Canadian government is doing something to help bridge the gap between Canadians and the Indigenous population in Canada. But this time, I've been thinking a lot about this topic, and I don't usually talk about controversial. I don't know why this is a controversial issue, but I don't usually talk about these types of issues. But I felt it's important because for the last few months, I've been thinking about this specific issue in terms of the relationship between Canada and the Indigenous community. And it's interesting because I think by default, when we think of Canada, the default goes to white Canada, right? That makes up the majority of the population and has been here for generations, and by default gets associated with these atrocities that have occurred over generations. And I think and it made me reflect on this because, or I'm reflecting on this because we're here today, September 30th, 2021. And this here is my passport, my Canadian passport. And I find it and now I'm talking to the immigrant population, minorities, immigrants, people who have been here maybe for one generation or are an immigrant like myself. Ask yourself today in 2021 what you're doing to bridge the gap between Canadians and the Indigenous population, because I think it's sometimes convenient that when we are given this luxury, this freedom to thrive, and many of us have been the benefactors of this ability to thrive, this passport, this citizenship. Sometimes we feel as if we can ignore the things that, oh, well, my business is going well, and my house is nice, and my lifestyle is good, and I drive a nice car, and I get to go on vacations, and I get a massage, and get to enjoy the spoils of this passport, but then then feel that there's no burden of the negative things that are happening today in Canada, where we live and thrive, that should absolutely not be happening. I can't even, now that I'm starting to look through my feed and research and get a better understanding of this issue, which shouldn't be an issue, it's actually everything. There should be no one in Canada, Canadian, Indigenous, or otherwise, that doesn't have like water to drink, running water. Like that just is absurd to me, that someone like me can come from another country and then tomorrow be having clean drinking water, shower, food, shelter, and all of these amenities, but someone whose ancestors were born here, have been here for generations, doesn't have that same it's not even a luxury. It's just a human right? That there's that lack of equality and such a blind eye. And I'm guilty. I'm guilty too, because I've turned a blind eye and said, that's not really my problem. That's kind of like Canada's problem. So it's very convenient. I can be Canadian when I want, but when these things happen, we often turn a blind eye. So that's why I'm saying something today. I'm saying that it's not right the way Indigenous Canadians have been treated. I think it's great that we're having a day to commemorate this. I think it's unfortunate that we have to have a day to commemorate this. And I'm also thinking about what impact can I have? What difference can I make ultimately? And so I've been thinking about this for the last few months, and I think I'm disappointed in myself that it took having a day like this to say this. But what I'm looking for is ways that we can help in the Indigenous community in their career, right? So as some of you may know, our business has been growing, and we are looking to fill a variety of digital marketing roles, sales, digital marketing specialist, strategist, all sorts of different roles. So if you're listening to this and you are in the Indigenous community or associated to the community, or have some outlet to connect me with the Indigenous community from a career perspective, please reach out. You can visit our website, sidi.io/careers. And if you apply and you are Indigenous, just may specify that, and we'll put that at the top of the pile. Because I'm trying to think, like, what can I do? I can't send billions of dollars to the reserves, or, I don't know how to, fix plumbing and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm trying to think, what can I do to make maybe an impact in one person's life even, because I think any progress is not turning a blind eye and not moving backwards. So hopefully this has opened some other eyes, especially if you're like in the, an immigrant or minority and you have this luxury. Just remember that, the problem may have existed well before you or your family or your ancestors came here. But when you take this passport, you adopt the spoils and the luxuries, but also some of the burdens, all of the burdens that exist. So I'm happy that we have this day, because it allowed me to reflect, and hopefully you took something away from this message today. Thank you.